there's come that time of year again where we set up some Christmas decoration and we get ready for the holidays. And I push that back to late November when it's really cold outside, and then I have to take out my ladder, and sometimes I have to put my ladder on some icy concrete or some icy asphalt to actually get to climb to my roof line to install the Christmas lights. And it makes it, first of all, dangerous, and second of all, it's time consuming, and it's really cold for the hands, and it's not something that's fun. So because Christmas and the holidays should be something fun, I decided this year that I would go ahead and install my Christmas lights on that roof line to be a permanent installation. So basically the only thing that I would have left would be the ones that are easily accessible. Last year I'd done a project with a RET. I don't know how you pronounce that, but I'm gonna put it in writing on the screen. But I built that. I did pretty much the same connections and the same project, but at a lower scale, right? I had only 50 LEDs and I hooked them all up in there. I put a small waterproof IP66 box in there. I drilled a hole on the side and I put some hot glue to seal it up. And in there I put a D1 Mini. But I learned along the way that the D1 Mini has one little problem. It has no external antennas. And from where it is on my house, apparently my house is made of metal. So the signal doesn't go through, and I'm having some issues with the Wi-Fi connectivity on that one. So the only way to actually be able to use the Wi-Fi on that D1 Mini from last year is to stand right in front of it, take my cell phone, and I'm able to connect to the access point that it creates when it has no connectivity and change the effect that I want on that decoration. Now I didn't want to go over the same problems this year, so I ordered a D1 Mini Pro that has an external antenna, and I decided to use the same type of box for that project. And so the strip looks like this. It's basically a piece of PVC with holes in it, and you stick the LED through it. And what I did, I also purchased some extra higher gauge wire. So this little 5 volts transformer that I'm going to use for that project is 5 volt 5 amps. So these are taking about 1 amp for a whole string of 50 LEDs, and I have a 5 amp supply, so it should be fine. And I installed all of that. I screwed everything in, I powered it on. It works fine for 2 days, and then suddenly it starts flashing. And it's not like flashes, it's like white LED flashes that are random, and the first LED is not the right color, the last one, there's a whole shift with the colors, and it's not working properly. So at that point, what I did is I tried changing the signal wire because someone recommended that wire was maybe too close to a power line. I moved it. It didn't change anything. So I had to take my drill, go outside, remove everything, and I took everything downstairs in the basement. And so I thought that maybe I had a problem with the power. So I had a look at those pigtails, and they're really cheap. They're really finicky. They have a big outside layer, but if you look at it, it's only a thin wire thread inside. So I'm guessing that was one of the problems. So I removed these and plug the power directly to the LED strip, and guess what? It's still not working. So I look it up online and stumble upon a live stream from DRzzz where he talks about sacrificial LEDs. So because of that, I suddenly realized that decoration from last year had the LED strips directly soldered onto the board with no wires in between. So I do the same thing and everything works. Everything is working fine. So what I did is I cut the wire in between the LED number 1 and 2, and I spliced a piece of wire, a 16 gauge wire. I powered it on. Everything works. Everything is working fine. So basically what happens is that 3.3 volts that I'm getting out of the D1 Mini is enough to drive the first LED if it's close enough. But if we move further, there's a voltage drop. And because of that voltage drop, it's not working anymore. But now I still have a few problems. I don't have a relay to cut the power to the LEDs. I did not implement that, and I don't have a relay to turn off the transformer. So that's other things that I need to think about and implement for next year. And I'm gonna have to fuse everything up. So for that, I found online a marine fuse box that has 6 fuse and that has power distribution for both the positive and the negative. That way I can ground everything on that fuse block. So if you find that video useful, don't forget to press the thumbs up. It's gonna help the YouTube algorithm suggest that video to other folks just like you so they can watch it as well. And if you have not already done so, please subscribe to the channel, because in the future I'm gonna share some other fun, interesting project like this one, and I might also do some follow-ups on this project. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, goodbye.